Putin appears to grow impatient with Megyn Kelly when questioned about election interference. This is disinformation. Russian President Vladimir Putin appeared to grow at times both impatient and amused with Megyn Kelly when she peppered him with questions about his country's alleged efforts to influence the U.S. presidential election. The Russian pulled out his earpiece multiple times during questioning. At an economic forum in St. Petersburg, Russia on Friday, Kelly asked Putin about recent comments he made that the accusations about Russian interference in the U.S. election are coming from people who did not want to admit defeat. The NBC News host continued by citing an intelligence report commissioned by former President Barack Obama after November's election. The report found that Putin ordered an influence campaign aimed at the U.S. presidential election. All of 17 American intelligence agencies concluded the Russians did interfere with our election, Kelly said. She stated that people across the political spectrum in the U.S. have accepted this finding. Are they all wrong, she asked. Putin pulled his earpiece out and questioned Kelly, have you read these reports? I read the non-classified version, she replied. I read those reports, said Putin. Even in those reports, there's no specific evidence, no facts, just assumptions and allegations and conclusions based on the allegations. You know, if there is something specific, concrete, we could discuss that. Kelly went on to question the Russian leader about the WikiLeaks release of the Democratic National Committee emails, saying U.S. Intelligence Committee had concluded people within his country were responsible. IP addresses can be invented by a child. A child can do that. Your underage daughter could do that. That is not proof, Putin said, making reference to Kelly's 5-year-old daughter. Putin likened the anti-Russian sentiment in the U.S. to anti-Semitism. It's like saying everything is the Jews' fault, he contended. This is disinformation. Asked about whether the Russians colluded with the Trump campaign to influence the election, Putin responded that there is a hysteria in the U.S. regarding this issue. Maybe someone has a pill that can cure this hysteria, he joked. Let's take a quick listen over here.
Mr. Putin, this week you told a French newspaper that Russia is being accused of interfering with the U.S. election by people who lost that election, who don't want to admit defeat. But all 17 of the United States intelligence agencies have concluded that the Russians did interfere with our election, and these are nonpartisan career professionals, Republicans and Democrats alike on Capitol Hill, including President Trump's supporters, and some are your defenders, who have seen the classified intelligence report, have all accepted this conclusion. And even private nonpartisan security firms say the same, that Russia interfered with the U.S. election. Are they all wrong?
Have you read those reports?
I read the non-classified version.
Well, the non-classified version, which is null and void. And who was your tailor? What about the pockets? What about the buttons? Do you have any claims about this suit, about the buttons? No, they are firmly tied, but you can't wear this suit. Can it happen? Yes, it did happen with one of our stand-up comedians, Mr. Meghyn. And you've been telling me now about the non-classified versions. I read those reports. Even in those reports there is no specific evidence, no facts, just assumptions, allegations, and conclusions based on the allegations, nothing more. You know, if there is something specific, concrete, we could discuss that.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that.
President Trump's aide was dismissed. He was accused of agreeing with someone on something. Well, those people who disagree with me will never believe what I will say right now, but I had never known anything about it. I'd never known about anyone meeting anyone. We never agreed on anything. We simply said that we've got to think about how we should build our relations. Shouldn't we think about that? Shouldn't we do that deliberately and not just recklessly? So, you see, it's surprising. This is some sort of hysteria, and this hysteria never seems to stop. Maybe someone has a pill that is going to cure this hysteria. Honestly, it's surprising.
Everybody's laughing. Maybe someone has a pill that can cure this hysteria, he joked. Everybody's laughing. As for the interference, look at what your colleagues are doing in our country, Putin remarked. They have been deep down in our domestic policies, doing what they want, enjoying themselves on a systemic basis for many years. Questioned whether Russia might want to influence the German elections this summer, Putin responded, "No information can have a direct impact on people's minds, nor on final results of the elections," he added. "It is my conviction once again that no hackers will be able to have an impact on the electoral campaign in any country, whether it's America or Asia," The Hill reported earlier this week. Putin denied the Russian state had directed any hacking operations designed to influence the U.S. election, though he did say Russian patriots could have been behind the plot on their own accord. "I must stress, on a state level, we are never engaged into these kinds of activities," he says. Absolutely. Even the guy is laughing. It's a joke at this point, without facts. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.